everybody. I thought we would just start really quickly with each person introducing themselves. And not to be controlling, but I'm going to name the order, and we're going to start with Yasha. Oh, and what we want to know is your name, what your program is, and what you're doing now. If you're alum, what you're doing now. If you're a student, just your name and what your program is. Yasha.
All right, I think I've got it. All right, I'll start us off. Hello, everyone. My name is Yasha. I know it's spelled Jazia, but rhymes with Sasha. I use she, her pronouns, and I graduated from Western University in 2019 with an honor specialization in French studies as well. And I was also part of the School for Advanced Studies in the Arts and Humanities. I'm working as a secondary school teacher out in British Columbia. It's great to see all of you.
Great, thanks, Yasha. And Jack, please.
Hello, my name is Jack. I use he, him pronouns. I'm currently doing an honors special in English language and literature with a minor in political science. And I am in the Scholars Elective program with a few of the other students who are also in here, in which we are doing our own independent study. On campus, I am currently the Arts and Humanities Pres, so I may or may not pressure you to join us in the next coming year.
Thanks, Jack. And Chava.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chava. I use she, her pronouns. I'm doing an honor specialization in linguistics and a minor in philosophy. I was like, what was next? And then I've been involved with council, the orientation program, and a number of different clubs at Western, so kind of involved all around.
Great, thanks, Chava. And Rachel.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. My name's Rachel. I use she, her pronouns. I graduated in 2016 from the honor specialization in English and creative writing. And currently I'm a senior communications specialist for Canada Life Insurance Company. So really thrilled to be here with everyone. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Rachel. And Matthew.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Matthew. My pronouns are he, him. I'm in my second year at Western, and my program is a double major in SASA in English language and English literature, as well as a certificate in practical Spanish and a Scholars Electives module, just like Jack. And on campus, this past academic year, I've acted as the Equity Commissioner on Arts and Humanities Students Council, as well as the SASA Department Representative.
Great, thank you. And we're gonna roll right into Matthew's Day in the Life video. Day.
Good morning. Hello, to get my day started. I've just woken up. I'm starting at 9 because I have a bunch of errands to run today. I have a lot of meetings and work, so I have to get ready. It's just like a very simple egg and bacon sandwich and a sole singular sausage on the side. My name is Matthew. I'm a second year student, and my program in the Arts and Humanities, obviously, and my program is SASA and a double major in SASA and English language and English literature. I'm usually a lot more articulate than this. It's just way too early. And I'm also doing a certificate in practical Spanish and a Scholars Electives module. I love my program. It's all good vibes. Everyone's super nice. Admin is really nice. Faculty is really nice. Just gonna have my breakfast because I'm starving. And then I will go to my meeting, which is at 10. See you in a few.
So I think there needs to be funding put into that. And I think there needs to be an expansion of that entire office portfolio, et cetera, whatever it may be, to have people that are specifically trained to talk about racially sensitive topics with students.
Okay, I am back. The meeting's over. I showered and I got dressed. And now I'm gonna head to Masonville to do some errands. And then after that, I have to come back. I'm gonna try to get some work done. I'm gonna try to get some writing done. And then I have a meeting. I have meetings in class from like 4 to 9:30. So fingers crossed. home. Just got back from running on my errands. It is currently, actually, I have no idea. I think it's like a little bit after 2 p.m. Now I want to try to finish an assignment. I also want to try to finish some edits for my book. If you don't know, I have a book coming out next year. I'm getting published, so I have all the edits to finish, but I really want to like start today. And then at 5:30, no, at 5, no, at 4. At 4, I have a meeting with all my profs just to like talk about one of our assignments. At 5:30, I have a meeting, an ESS meeting at Cultural Support Services. Then at 6 to 9, I have a nighttime class. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to like this productive day. Thank God I don't work anymore on Tuesdays. I used to have a shift on Tuesdays. But thank God I don't because my life's already super hectic. But the time is 8:52 p.m. This class normally runs until 9:30, but live. So it ended pretty early today, which I'm very excited for. And yeah, that was my day. That was the day in the life of an art student. I'm just gonna wrap up my night by I'm gonna FaceTime one of my friends pretty soon. Just to like catch up, and then I want to get some writing done because I'm feeling super inspired after my class. Actually, it is the Alice Munro Chair in Creativity class, and this year our chair in creativity is Ivan Coyote. They are absolutely incredible, so inspiring. I don't think they know how much they mean to me yet, but yeah, feeling very inspired. So that's that for my day. But before I go, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about what it's like being an art student aside from the aesthetics and like the classes. I want to talk about like the faculty and the program in general. So as an art student, you have a lot of supports. You have the student council, you have academic counseling, which who's there for you like 24/7. You also have your amazing students that sit beside you like every day. So even though today for me was a little bit hectic, admittedly, it's not always that hectic. And I think being an art student really is about community, it's about expression, and it's about turning something that's very passionate and creative into critiques and analysis and making them meaningful for the masses. I think that's what it means to be an art student for me at least. So thank you guys for watching my day in the life of an art and humanities student at Western University, and I will see you on campus, hopefully, if you decide to come.
That was great. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Matthew, for doing that. That was awesome. I haven't seen the whole thing all the way through yet till now. Okay, so if the students could come back, students and alum, if you could turn your cameras on. I've got a few questions. We're just going to cycle through them, and I will call on. I'm going to start with Hava. And Hava, we want you to tell everybody, what is one thing you wish you knew before you started first year?
I think something I wish I knew would be to not be afraid to take different kinds of classes. I think in first year, I tried really hard to stay to things that I thought I was interested in, or that I felt already pretty comfortable in the content. And it wasn't until upper years that I kind of, I guess, got the courage to try classes with people I didn't already know were taking them or were in like different programs or different faculties entirely. And you'll always make friends with the person you're sitting next to, and you'll find a million interests you didn't know you had. Topics can get so much more specific after high school. So even things that I thought I didn't like, I took a university class and it was suddenly so much more interesting. So I guess that would be something that I wish I knew.
Great, thank you. That's great advice. Jack, what was your favorite first year course in arts and humanities?
So my favorite first year course would have to be English 1025 with Professor MJ Kidney. Something that I really appreciated about that course, aside from just Professor Kidney's energy, like that was a great introduction to the Arts and Humanities course. I was in like my lecture the first day. She just bounces in the room. She's like, "Hello!" Like just like so excited to be there. Very, you know, just engaged. That's a course that you definitely cannot fall asleep in, just because the energy that she brings to the lecture. But something else I sort of appreciated on a level, like speaking in terms of diversity and curriculum course load, is I appreciate courses in which they do study like literature, you know, that is like from Indigenous authors, from Black authors, from authors who are LGBTQI2+, because like when it is beyond just the topic of that identity. And that was something that like that course specifically did really well with, was including that within the curriculum, you know, without simply just like, you know, without just having the author there, you know, to speak on their identity. And I'm really happy to see that happening in our faculty. And that's something that I really appreciate. So I would say, I'd have to say that.
Great, thank you. Thanks, Jack. And okay, Matthew, how did you decide on your major or your honor specialization, your majors?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, actually. I think I have somewhat of an unorthodox experience. So coming to Western, because I'm an international student, of course, I did a lot of research, and I knew that I wanted to pursue English language and literature, so I was dead set on that. I think I was initially planning to do an honors spec. But then as time went on and I got to Western, I heard about the SASA program, and I fell in love with SASA. Just, it provides so much, such a tight community. I'd even go as far as saying SASA is a family, actually. We're all really good friends. We have a group chat. It's amazing. Anyway, I heard about SASA and I spoke with the director of SASA at the time, Patrick Mann, and we went back and forth to make that really amazing decision. And pretty much almost before the beginning of the school year, actually, I decided to do a double major instead, and I did SASA and English, and it's been the best decision I've ever made.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, this one's for Yasha and Rachel, so you could take turns answering it. And the question is, how do you feel your degree prepared you for your future?
Sure, I'll give that one a start. So I definitely think that I walked away with a lot of practical skills from this program. So again, English and creative writing. Since I've left the program, I've been in a lot of communications roles that are very heavy on writing and relationship building, problem solving, and analytical skills. And you really get that from studying the different literature and really diving into writing different types of stories in the creative writing classes. So it gave me a lot of hands-on skills, but also like Joel was saying, Professor Joel, you get a lot of that empathy and, you know, relationship building skills. So it was, yeah, a wonderful experience.
On a similar vein, while my honor specializations in French studies obviously helped me prepare for to become a French secondary school teacher, what I didn't expect was how the SASA program, due to its interdisciplinary nature, it helps me bring in different disciplines into the French courses that I teach. So rather than the traditional ways I learned of like, okay, well, we're going to learn French. We got to do these grammar books and these grammar worksheets. And we got to read this very specific poem that talks about the passé composé. Bringing in multiple subjects that the students find interesting helps further my own teaching, and it allows them to reach their full potential and find something that they like within the subject, even if they're not the biggest fan of the language itself. So definitely the interdisciplinary nature of the program and just the amount of creativity that you could express within it and be able to take those chances and make mistakes and try something new has really helped my teaching grow in this first year, and I'm very grateful for it.
That's really neat. I love that application of how you learn, of what you learned. Back to Hava. How did you learn to find your way around such a big place?
It was definitely some Google Maps at first. I remember during the first week, I was on my way to one of the O Week events, and someone on my floor and I got lost, and we literally Googled just a map of campus, and we were just so confused about which tunnel we were in. But everyone was so nice. We actually just stopped a stranger at one point and we just kind of asked where the buildings were. It took a few days, but honestly, before the end of the first week, you kind of figure out where all the buildings you're usually going to are and kind of where they are in relation to how you usually get to campus or if you're living on campus. So Don't be afraid to look things up, but also don't be afraid to just ask somebody. I've been asked by people all the time over the past 4 years, whether they're students or someone just on campus. Everyone's really friendly and nice. And yeah, get some good steps in. Campus is pretty big.
True, it is. You can really get your steps. You can also use the 2 towers as reference points. Thanks for that. Okay, Jack, are your professors approachable?
I would say that they're absolutely approachable. Not to sort of flex, because I do know that there are a lot of approachable professors at Western, just across Canada in general. But I would say that based on my perception, and maybe I'm biased, the professors in our department and our faculty have been the most approachable. I feel as though I am confident, for example, that a lot of my professors would write me a very nice recommendation letter, and it wasn't because I tried to manipulate that relationship. It just sort of forms really naturally. And they are very helpful, whether or not you are asking about something you're curious about, you want some clarification, you approach them honestly, if they're at their desk and you walk up at the end of lecture and you comment on something that they say that you want clarification on, their faces light up, because they're it seems as though the professors are just excited to be able to share what they're sharing with you. So I felt immediately comfortable. I already mentioned Professor MJ Kidney, who's my first prof, but ever since then, I've just had a very good lineup of just professors who I felt I could approach with anything, whether that was career advice or, just campus type stuff, course, or whichever. So TDLR, yes.
Excellent. Oh, a TDLR. I like that. I've never used that. I'm going to use that. Okay. Thank you. I learned something from Jack. Okay, Yasha, what do you do? This is a good one for you because you're a teacher now. What do you do if you need help with time management?
What do I do with time management?
What if you need help with time? Have you ever needed help with time management when you were at Western, for example? Maybe you didn't. Did anybody?
Sorry, at Western?
Yeah, or no, or suggestions for a student who might need help with time management.
Oh, okay. Yes. So there were definitely points at Western where I felt I was running a little bit behind. I wasn't always the most organized in high school. So I had to pick up those skills in Western during my first year. And one of the best ways of support that I found was actually on the SASA floor in Ontario Hall, having others in my cohort together to work on projects and be like, hey, can you check in on this? They're like, oh, what this was due? Was this due this day or that day? And they were able to help me form a decent rhythm and routine that helped me keep my schedule together, especially and that allowed me in my fourth year, I had to overload on a few courses, and I was able to balance the 7 courses in one term just to be able to and stay on track and stay focused and find success. So I would say, well, obviously you should be picking up those skills and learning them throughout the program. Having others to rely on in a residential community or even just online chatting with friends was honestly, it was really, really helpful.
I can't believe we let you take 7 courses in one term. Just everybody, we don't usually allow.
I don't recommend it. Sorry, I do not recommend it.
No, it's a lot. That's more than one overload. And we're gonna end with Rachel. I know, Matthew, I didn't go back to you because you already had all your day in the life. So we know you really well already. Rachel, I wonder if we could go back to the first question that we started with. What is one thing you wish you knew before you started first year?
Yeah, oh my gosh, first year was many years ago for me. But I honestly think, like a lot of people have said, just having the courage to just embrace every opportunity. I was involved as much as I could be living off campus, but get involved with the off-campus activities if you're not living on residence. Definitely stick around after class and chat with the professors, chat with your classmates. I wish I would have done more of that. And, again, just go into it with a positive attitude and be open-minded. And even if you don't really know where your program is going to take you, you know, just be open to where it might take you. You know, I started out thinking, okay, I'm going to be a writer, and here I am in a communications field where, you know, any industry is looking for these types of professionals. So yeah, just be open-minded, embrace your being scared, and, you know, it's a new exciting opportunity, but so worth it. So just embrace it.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. That was great. I could talk to all of you all night long. And remember, I'm going to take you all out for a bagel at some point. Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy, and thanks, everybody. Keep your videos on just for a couple more minutes, and then our professors and our dean, if you want to come back online as well. It looks like all of the questions that we received throughout the panel were answered. So we actually don't have any outstanding questions to answer. But I do want to ask if there's anyone that has some final words of advice, you know, for a student trying to decide where to go for university. If you want to raise your real hand, I'll call on you. If you have any final parting words for our future students trying to make this big, big decision. Yes, Professor Faflek.
Yeah, come to Western. You just heard from the students, who are an amazing group of students. Amazing group of students who aren't just talking to you because they're at Western. They're talking to you because they've taken in their educations and done something incredible with them, and are still doing incredible things with them. It's an indication of just what an incredible educational environment this is. So yeah, come to Western. That's all I got to say.
I like that. Come to Western. Yes, indeed. Any other final words of advice or something you wish you had known? Yasha.
Yeah, it's just echoing what a lot of folks have already said, but the Arts and Humanities program at Western is really diverse in the courses and the different disciplines that it offers. Don't be afraid to take a course that's out of your comfort zone. That's honestly how I found some of my favorite courses with Kim Solga in theater and in music history. Don't be afraid to try something new. And when I was in first year, I tried to pick courses like, oh, I took band in high school, ergo I must take some sort of music course going forward. But that's not the case. Please explore this opportunity. It's an awesome 4 years or more if you choose to stay for longer. So make the most of it for sure.
Okay, Jack, and then Matthew.
Glad I beat you, Matthew. I'm faster. Can't beat my reflexes. Something else that I would mention, as Professor Isaacs already said, and as was echoed by a lot of the student videos that we saw, this is my obligatory join Arts and Humanities Student Council. It's really a great opportunity. I almost missed like the notification of the first year applications, and luckily I didn't, because that has like really shaped the connections that I've made, the friendships I've made, the opportunities I've had while studying within our faculty. And there will be specifically, I believe there should be 5 with our new portfolio, 5 first year like 5 first year positions, so you can get a lot of experience, and only first years can go there, so you won't have competition from all the other years. And there's a lot of different pathways you can take with those roles onto council that can lead you in a lot of different directions within the faculty. Plus, just some lifelong friends. Some of the best friends that I have now are ones whom I met through council. So there is not a downside to joining, and I would highly encourage you to keep an eye out for that. And perhaps I will link our social media in the chat just for some promo. So keep an eye out for that as well.
Yeah, and I guess I can jump in right afterwards as well. I have a similar sentiment to share, somewhat obligatory, but join SASA. I feel like a lot of people, when they hear about SASA, are thrown off a little bit by the advanced that's in the acronym. They're like, oh, can I handle that? But what I have to say to that is SASA does uphold a very high standard of teaching and learning, but that high standard is to grow you and not to tear you down. So SASA is a very welcoming, engaging space. In SASA, you're able to really put to use a lot of your creative endeavors and expressions. The profs, excellent, amazing time. And also the community, impeccable. I said it before, and Yasha alluded to this as well, but we're all a really, really tight-knit family. on Ontario Hall, which is arguably the best residence. We have like an entire floor to ourselves. We all just interact there. I remember in my experience, we had like movie nights. We would all like hang out together and stuff. And then when we had salsa class, we'd just be like a herd of like 20 of us walking to and from class together on campus. It was just the best thing. So if you're worried about making friends, or if you're looking like to get into more programs within the arts and humanities, SASA is like the place that you should be looking at for sure.
What incredible advice. I absolutely love everything everybody said all night long. Unfortunately, we do have to wrap it up at some point, and that point is now. I know we're a little bit sad. Thank you so much to all of our panelists. If we were in person, I would ask for a round of applause, and you would hear it. You would hear it very loudly, standing ovation. All of you are incredible and really provided a unique experience and perspective about what it's like to study in arts and humanities. And as we're wrapping up here, I do have one final poll. I'm sure you can tell this about me now. I love polls. So I want to know, how are you feeling now about potentially coming to Western this September? Are you super excited? You can't wait? Or are you still making your decision? Let's see, 71% of you voted, 77%, 82%. I'll give you 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. And we're ending the poll. It looks like the majority of you are so excited. You can't wait. We are so excited too. We can't wait to welcome you. And those of you still making your decision, I am so glad you're doing your research, and I hope that you are attending sessions and you're getting all the information that you need to make the right decision for you. Thank you so much again. Thanks to those of you joining us from home, all the parents that joined your students as well. We really hope to welcome you to campus in September. Bye, everyone. Good night.